Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be diving into the wonderful world of egg dyeing with onion husks. It's a natural, sustainable, and surprisingly versatile way to achieve beautiful, vibrant colors on your Easter eggs. In this video, I'll be sharing my favorite recipes for creating a range of stunning hues, from deep golden yellows to rich, earthy browns. I'll also be offering some handy tips and tricks to help you achieve the perfect results, whether you're a seasoned egg dyeing pro or a complete beginner. So, grab your onion husks, some eggs, and get ready to unleash your creativity. Let's get started. Onion husks are a natural and affordable way to dye eggs. They produce a beautiful range of colors, from pale yellow to deep brown, depending on the concentration of the dye and the length of time the eggs are soaked. Use fresh onion husks. The fresher the husks, the more vibrant the color will be. Use a stainless steel pot. This will prevent the dye from reacting with the metal and changing color. Add vinegar to the water. This helps to set the color and prevent the eggs from cracking. Simmer the eggs for at least 30 minutes. The longer you simmer the eggs, the darker the color will be. Cool the eggs slowly. This will help to prevent them from cracking. To create beautiful patterns on your eggs, you can use leaves. Simply place the leaves on the eggs before you wrap them in cheesecloth or pantyhose. The leaves will act as a resist, preventing the dye from reaching the areas underneath them. Here are some additional tips for creating beautiful Easter eggs with onion husks. Use different types of leaves. Experiment with different shapes and sizes to create unique designs. Create a marbled effect. Add a few drops of oil to the water before you add the onion husks. This will create a marbled effect on the eggs. Use rubber bands. Wrap rubber bands around the eggs before you dye them to create stripes. Get creative. There are endless possibilities when it comes to dyeing eggs with onion husks. So get creative and have fun. One of the simplest and most beautiful ways to dye eggs with onion husks is to use greenery. Simply gather some fresh leaves, such as parsley, dill, or cilantro, and place them on the eggs before wrapping them in the onion husks. The leaves will create beautiful patterns on the eggs as they dye. You can also use thread or rubber bands to create interesting patterns on your dyed eggs. Simply wrap the thread or rubber bands around the eggs before placing them in the onion husk dye. The thread or rubber bands will prevent the dye from reaching certain areas of the egg, creating a unique design. For a more textured look, you can add rice or millet to the onion husk dye. The rice or millet will stick to the eggs and create a bumpy surface. This is a great way to add a bit of visual interest to your dyed eggs. If you want to create more intricate designs on your dyed eggs, you can use lace or paper stencils. Simply place the stencil on the egg before wrapping it in the onion husks. The stencil will prevent the dye from reaching certain areas of the egg, creating a beautiful design. To give your dyed eggs a touch of elegance, you can add a bit of gold paint to the onion husk dye. Simply mix a small amount of gold paint into the dye before adding the eggs. The gold paint will give the eggs a beautiful shimmery finish. Use fresh onion husks for the best results. The longer you soak the eggs in the dye, the darker the color will be. You can add vinegar to the dye to help set the color. After dyeing, dry the eggs completely before storing them. Dyeing eggs with onion husks is a fun and easy way to create beautiful and unique Easter eggs. With a little creativity, you can create eggs that are sure to impress your friends and family.